Hey friends, today I want to share something very special with you. It's not about business, it's not about money, and it's definitely not about strategies for success. What I want to talk about today is something I believe we all need, especially in those moments when we feel tired, sad, or empty, and we don't even know why. We're going to explore and practice mindfulness together. Now, I'm not a monk. I'm not a therapist either. I'm just someone who has been deeply exhausted, overwhelmed, and once thought I'd never get out of that dark place. Until I started practicing something simple, but completely life-changing. That thing was mindfulness. And what I'm sharing today isn't just for listening. It's meant to be experienced. It's an invitation to come back to yourself and to find a place of peace, even in the middle of a noisy, stressful world. You don't need to prepare anything. No meditation cushions, no singing bowls, no silent rooms. All you need is you, and a few moments of true presence. If you're ready, let's begin a journey together. A journey that's gentle, but powerful. A journey back to the present moment. The only place where real peace is possible. Here's how this episode will go. The first 30% will be theory, just enough to help you understand what mindfulness really is and why it matters. The rest, 70%, is practical, guided practice. It's super easy. You just follow along and do it with me. And what you're hearing right now, this is the theory part. The foundation before we dive into practice. But before I say this, suffering doesn't skip anyone. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, an engineer, a business owner, or just someone working a regular 9-to-5 job. Sadness, burnout, disappointment, they all show up. For some, maybe a few times a week. For others, it's every single day. And I can promise you this, there's not a single person alive who hasn't felt like giving up at some point or thought life was just too much. So why am I telling you this? Because I want you to know you are not alone. There's nothing wrong with you if you feel sad. There's nothing bad about feeling exhausted. And yes, there is a way out. Pain and sadness are part of life. The more you try to run from them, the more they chase you. So what's the better way? Not running away, but facing them with awareness, with mindfulness. So what exactly is mindfulness? Simply put, mindfulness means being present. It means knowing what you're doing while you're doing it. It means fully feeling what's happening right now. Not in Miami, not in Vegas, not on a beach in San Diego or LA. The happiest place you can be is not a destination, it's this moment. Right now is the only place where life is actually happening. It's the only thing you can truly control. It's the only place where you can be safe, if you know how to come back to it and stay. Let me give you an example. Let's say at the beginning of this month, your partner betrayed your trust. You were hurt. You were angry. You broke up. That pain was real. But now it's the end of the month. And since then, nothing else happened. No more lies, no more fights. But you're still hurting, still tired, still sad. Why? Because your body is in the present, but your mind is stuck in the past. You've left the now, and that's why it still hurts. Mindfulness helps you bring you back to the present, to the place where you're no longer being pulled back by the past or dragged forward by the future. And I'm going to show you how to separate these three. The past, it's gone. The future, it's not here yet. The present is the only time you're truly alive and where peace is possible. Here's another example. Picture someone eating lobster, a fancy, expensive meal. But while eating, he's stressing about a meeting tomorrow. He's anxious. He's not even tasting the food. Then the next day, eating plain rice and pork chops, he says, "Man, I wish I had that lobster again." See what happened? He had lobster, but didn't enjoy it. When it was over, he missed it. That's what happens when you're not present. You're either worrying about the future or regretting the past and missing what's right in front of you. Mindfulness helps you avoid that trap. It teaches you how to fully live the moment you're in, without being yanked backward or forward. You learn to be where you actually are, here and now. And that's the whole point of this episode. I don't want to throw too much theory at you, so in just a moment, we'll dive into part 2, where we'll start practicing together how to breathe mindfully, how to observe your body, how to recognize your emotions, and most importantly, how to bring mindfulness into everyday life, step by step, moment by moment. But before we begin, remember this. You don't need anything fancy. No incense, no lotus positions, no silent rooms. All you need is your full presence right here, right now. Let's begin with our first practice, mindful breathing. Sit comfortably. You can sit on a chair, lean against a wall, or even lie down, as long as you stay awake and aware. We'll start gently. No pressure, no rules. Just breathe. Breathe in and know that you're breathing in. Breathe out and know that you're breathing out. You don't need to force your breath to be longer. You don't have to slow it down on purpose. Just let it flow naturally. All you need to do is notice it. I'll guide you through the first 5 mindful breaths. Just follow my voice and stay gently aware of your own breathing. Breathe in gently. Breathe out slowly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. You see? Just a few mindful breaths, and you've already started returning to the present. No more thinking about deadlines, no more replaying yesterday's argument, no more worrying about tomorrow's meeting. Just you and your breath. Practice 2. Mindfully observing the body. Now that you've settled a bit, I invite you to gently bring your attention to your body. You don't have to change anything. Just observe. How are you sitting right now? Are your shoulders tense? Is your back sore? Are your feet touching the ground? Where are your hands resting? Take a slow journey through your body with this kind of soft, curious awareness. No need to fix anything, no need to get it right. Just listen to your body. Something many of us haven't done in a long time. Did you know sometimes your body has been calling out for rest, and you didn't hear it? Sometimes your heart needed a break and you just kept pushing. So now's the time to come back home, to yourself. The breath is the doorway. The body is the home.
Practice 3. Naming the emotion. Next, I invite you to ask yourself a gentle question. What am I feeling right now? You don't need to answer immediately. You don't need to analyze anything deeply. Just check in and notice what's going on in your heart. Maybe you feel sad. Maybe you feel light. Maybe you're anxious. Maybe you're tired. Or maybe you don't feel anything specific at all. Whatever comes up, it's okay. Every emotion is valid and worth noticing. You don't have to label it as good or bad. You can simply say, this is what I'm feeling right now. This practice isn't about getting rid of your emotions. It's about becoming friends with them. Take sadness, for example. You don't need to chase it away. Just sit with it for a little while, like sitting next to a friend who's crying. You don't need to say anything. You just sit there with them. When you can sit with your emotions peacefully, they lose their power to control you. You're no longer their victim. You become the one in charge. Practice 4. Noticing when your mind wanders. Throughout the day, your mind will wander over and over again. A text message that makes you mad, a phone call that throws you off, a headline that makes you anxious, a memory that suddenly makes you sad, a look from someone that stings. When that happens, all you need to do is notice it. Just recognize, my mind's been pulled away. And then gently return, back to your breath, back to your body, back to the present moment. Breathe in, know you're breathing in. Breathe out, know you're breathing out. That's it. Nothing fancy. You don't need to visit a temple. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a course. You and this moment are enough. Practice 5. Mindfulness in everyday life. Mindfulness isn't just something you do when you're sitting still. It can be with you all day long in the simplest of moments. When brushing your teeth, feel the bristles move across your teeth. When washing your hands, notice the cool water on your skin. When drinking water, taste the coolness, feel it soothe your throat. When walking, feel your feet touch the ground, step by step. When doing dishes or folding laundry, perfect moments to return to yourself. You see, mindfulness doesn't need its own time slot. It lives right in the middle of your daily life. It doesn't require quitting your job. It doesn't demand you become a monk. It only asks for one thing, your full presence in each moment. Let me emphasize something really important here. Mindfulness is not a way to escape reality. You don't use mindfulness to ignore sadness. You don't use it to forget your pain. You use it to face reality with clarity and compassion, to stand steady when emotional storms come, to see sadness without drowning in it, to touch anger without being taken over by it. You can think of mindfulness like a loyal friend, a friend who sits beside you, doesn't judge, doesn't boss you around, doesn't force anything. That friend simply asks, "Are you really here?" I'm not asking you to meditate for an hour every day. I'm not asking you to retreat from society, live in the mountains, or quit everything to seek peace. All I'm hoping for is that you give yourself a few minutes each day. Just a few mindful breaths in the morning. A few minutes at work to reconnect with your body. A few quiet moments at night to sit with your emotions without fear. That's all. And from that small daily practice, you might just find something big. A little more peace, a little more clarity, and a little more of you right here, right now. And then, slowly, you'll start to notice a quiet shift inside you. You'll lose your temper less often. You won't be as easily pulled around by your emotions. You'll sleep better. You'll worry less about the future. And you'll begin to appreciate the small, simple moments of everyday life. And most importantly, you'll no longer feel like you're falling into a bottomless pit of sadness. You'll begin to notice the most ordinary yet beautiful things. A warm loaf of bread can make your heart feel full. A bird singing in the morning can bring a smile to your face. A sincere "How are you?" can move you deeply. A drama-free day can feel like a true blessing. All of that has always been around you, but when your mind is stuck in the past, you can't see it. When you're always anxious about the future, you miss it too. The present moment is the only place where life really happens. Let me say that again. The present is the only place you can actually live. Not tomorrow, not next month, not once things get better, but right now, in this exact moment, while you're listening to this podcast, while you're breathing, while your heart is still beating. This is your one and only chance to truly live. Mindfulness doesn't change the world. It changes you. I'm not here to promise that mindfulness will make all your problems go away. The world will still be loud, deadlines will still come, your kids might still drive you crazy, work will still be stressful, and yes, you'll still feel sad, tired, even heartbroken sometimes. But if you practice mindfulness regularly, you'll start to notice you're not so easily swept away by everything happening around you. You'll have an inner place, a quiet space within yourself where you can always return for peace. Before we wrap up, here are a few simple ways to keep mindfulness alive in your daily life. 1. Set gentle reminders. Set an alarm 3 times a day. When it rings, pause for 1 minute, take 3 mindful breaths, and ask yourself, where am I right now? What am I feeling? 2. Pick one daily activity to practice mindfulness with. Choose something simple like washing your hands and do it with full attention. Don't think about anything else. If you do this every day, your mind will gradually become more naturally aware. 3. Write a few lines each night. Before going to bed, you can jot down, what am I grateful for today? What emotions did I notice today? How many times did I return to the present moment? You don't need to show this to anyone. It's just a way to gently check in with yourself at the end of the day. I truly believe that if you've listened all the way through this podcast and practiced along with me, you've given yourself a beautiful gift. No one else can live for you. No one else can be at peace for you. No one else can experience the present moment for you. Only you can. And you deserve that peace. Dear friends, if you've made it this far and joined me in these small mindfulness exercises, I want to say thank you from the heart. I know everyone's life carries its own weight. Some days are incredibly heavy and exhausting. Some sadnesses we don't even know who to share them with. And if these last few minutes have helped you feel even just a little lighter, a little calmer, then I believe this journey was worth it. You don't need to feel radiantly happy all the time. Just a little peace each day, that alone is precious. If you found this episode helpful, please hit the like button and share it with someone you care about, someone who might also need a moment to pause, breathe, and feel okay again. And if you'd like to keep getting videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so we can meet again in future episodes. Thank you again, and may you always stay grounded, whole, and fully alive in each and every moment. You are alive, right now, so live fully.